Okay, I think we're gonna go live soon.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, there we go. We're live right now. Um, Hi, everyone. This is
Yes.
Best of EVO, our scientific literacy and CLIL session. Welcome, our participants. We have one of our moderators here, Michelle, with us. Okay, and we're actually rehearsing our presentation for Best of EVO. Okay. Now, Michelle, you have control over the slides, right?
Yes.
So, shall we next next slide, please? Okay. So this is our moderating team. It's myself, Dr. Qingfen Chen, Dr. Jenny Chen, Dr. Michael Tren, and Michelle Jose. We are from well, this session is sponsored by National Taipei University of Education and specifically Office of Teacher Education and Career Services and Center for Research on Bilingual Education. Next. Should I introduce the backgrounds of our moderator?
Up to you.
Okay.
How you
Um,
like.
Dr. Dr. Qingfen Chen is our director for the Office of Teacher Education and Career Services. Dr. Jenny Chen and I are both in the Children's English Education Department. Dr. Michael Tren is from the Science Education Department, and Michelle Jose is from our Center for Research on Bilingual Education. Would you like to introduce your background?
No, I'm okay. Thank
Okay,
you. I
okay,
have a question,
go
Dr.
ahead.
Jean, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you want me to point?
Yes, please.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Next.
Oops.
For our session, we have a total of 78 participants who registered and are on our Canvas online course website. And we have asked our participants to, share with their location. And these are the ones who actually shared with us where they are. So the person in the United States, it's Alex. He is one of our guest speakers for our scientific literacy and CLIL session. We have one participant from Brazil and one from Argentina, and one in Serbia. I need to remember their names, right?
Okay. This is Lucia.
Lucia, Lucia from
Yes.
Serbia.
And this one I have to check.
Okay, and one from Oman, but well, he never really, he didn't really show up, right?
Yes. No, I didn't.
But we included his photo because
would
that's what he posted.
would you like me to remove it?
No, no, no. Since he posted it, where it means that we can share it.
Okay, okay.
And we have a whole group of teachers here in Taipei, Taiwan, from Taipei, Taiwan. These are the online platforms that we use The first one is Canvas. We've uploaded all of our content on Canvas. It's a really nice LMS platform, and I find it very useful. Our second one is Padlet. What did we do with Padlet?
This one.
Okay, to showcase our location and share our lessons on Padlet. And the next one is Flipgrid. We have used Flipgrid to share our STEM lessons and STEM ideas.
Yes.
Okay. Am I supposed to introduce this one? Can you go over this slide?
I'm sorry. I'll discuss it, you mean?
Would you like to go over this slide? Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Or we can just review them.
okay. So our session objective is to understand how to promote scientific literacy with language support. And the reason why we came up with scientific literacy and CLIL for the session is because Taiwan is now currently working on promoting, becoming a bilingual nation in 2030. And we think that science is a subject that is more difficult, and we would our teachers would really need help in professional development on how to use English to deliver science content or to promote scientific literacy in the kids. So our second focus is to gain resources to provide scientific language scaffold for English language learners, not only in Taiwan, but throughout. Okay, I don't know, to ELL students. And next is understand the role of translanguaging in bilingual science class. Did we focus on that?
Not so much.
So
It was more corpus analysis.
can we change it to corpus analysis?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so yeah. We've introduced how corpus analysis, how we could use corpus, we could set up a scientific science, how we could record science classes and use corpus analysis and build a corpus to analyze the language that's been used for a science class. How's that?
Sorry. Analyze.
Bilingual science lessons using corpus through corpus analysis. Classroom language, bilingual science classroom language through corpus analysis. Classroom language, yeah. And then in the end, we encourage participants to design science lessons based on the CLIL principles. In the first week, we introduced scientific literacy. What exactly is scientific literacy? And we have provided resources on what CLIL is, and in a video of David Marsh talking about what CLIL is. What's included in the scientific literacy for our session is that for the theory part, we would remind our teachers to design science lessons based on the 5E model, which is engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. and also to adopt the POE model, which is to ask students to predict and then observe, and then based on what they've observed to explain what happens. Okay. Theories and significance.
I
Can
really
you
want to change.
enlighten me on the significance part?
Oh, why do we need to learn CLIL science? Or what is the importance of
Scientific literacy.
CLIL scientific literacy?
Can you, what do you think?
Oh, I got this from the video that you made.
Yes.
Basically, you mentioned there that now more than ever, we
Uh-huh.
need to ensure that our students are scientifically literate so that they can understand the current challenges that we are facing, for instance, of COVID-19.
Oh, that's great. Wonderful. Can you talk about this part?
It's okay. You can.
We can collaborate.
Okay.
You jump in.
Sure, you just let me know if you want me
Okay, so
to
Michelle,
discuss any.
talk about why we think scientific literacy is significant.
Sure. So basically, we realize that now more than ever, students need to have a good understanding of science or be scientifically literate because it would enable us to face current challenges better. For instance, right now we are facing worldwide the COVID-19. So if we understand the science behind it, then we are able to make better decisions.
Yes, better decisions including wearing masks and
Mhm.
social distancing.
Okay. Yes.
Uh, I don't. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't mention that because it's like too political, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So in week one, our live we have two live meetings. Our first live meeting we've discussed with our participants what scientific literacy and CLIL is. And we have Dr. Jenny here sharing her daughter's cell model. She created in sixth grade. Dr. Jenny, would you like to share? Okay, and next, this is Alex Tao, and he's a senior high school student, and he's graduated. Um, what's the first class? First,
First honor,
what first? Yeah, first in his class.
valedictorian.
Yeah, he's valedictorian. How do you usually phrase it?
He's a
He
valedictorian of his batch. He's the batch valedictorian.
he's the he's the he's the badge. He's valedictorian for class of 2021. Hey, today, 2020, are we really 2021? Okay. Class of 2021. And I invited him to talk about his science fair project and also being a bilingual student in the U.S. and how that affects his learning. I'm not sure. I'll think about
Okay.
what I should say about this. Also,
Okay.
in week two, STEM curriculum and design and sharing. Um, at our university, NTUE, we have a makerspace, and we've introduced our makerspace and what we do with it, and talked about possible STEM ideas, you know, uh, for a CLIL class. and we have 51 views on our YouTube. Okay, next. Also on our Flipgrid, we have Michelle and I have made a DIY, a do-it-yourself roller coaster, and what you see here is our 2-year-old yo-yo playing with our roller coaster.
Do you want me to play the video?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We've made the video that after in the morning, and in the afternoon when Yo-Yo visited her mom in the office, he started playing and having fun with it. So we
Can you?
encourage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to confirm if you hear the audio.
No, I can't. I can't hear the audio.
Okay, I see. All right.
See, how do I allow audio? I think
Oh,
there's a
I
button.
can.
There's a button where you say you would hear your audio.
Um,
Which, um,
or would you like it without audio instead?
how do you include audio if it's in a video? I don't know. We still need to figure that out.
What what I did for week 3 was to use the speaker of my screen,
Oh,
and then it gets captured by the webcam.
oh, I see. Yeah. Well, it's okay. Yeah. If
So
it's just
no need to.
then they will hear me screaming and saying, "Hi!" Baby shark, do, 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 do. I'm sorry, I'm streaming. Okay.
Okay.
And this other one is the design of an art bot. This is fourth grader, and um, they are learning how to create art bots. And this is done in English, and this is their first time taking a STEM class in English, and they're very excited and they love their art bot. So that's why we're having the professional development and teaching more teachers to design STEM lessons, STEM bilingual lessons. Thank you. Michelle, thanks for including the videos.
You're welcome.
Also in week 2, we have a live event on campus. We've invited 3 local teachers from New Taipei City. And Michelle, I think we have a poster that's completely in English.
Oh, okay. I'll ask for it.
Yeah, we should use that poster instead of this with all the Chinese on it.
Okay. I'll ask you in.
Okay. And in that live workshop, we have 35 local teachers participated in our live event, and it's also streamed online. It's a 3-hour workshop, and it's live streamed on Facebook, and later on uploading our video onto YouTube. So there's a total of 368 views. Is my calculation right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, Dr. Jane, for this one, we streamed it live in both YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, we streamed it live in both YouTube
Yes.
and wow, that's right, using different devices
Yes. And Zoom as well.
and Zoom as well. That's right. Okay, it's very interesting. Okay, I'll mention that. We're so good at streaming. Okay, next. Can you talk a little bit more about the Telegram, the the last one, what they did, the circuit and
The circuit.
oh,
This
okay,
one, Telegraph.
the telegraph,
So
yeah.
they basically used common materials to make their own telegraph. And this is by simply adjusting the flow of electricity through the circuit. And through they also sent Morse codes.
Oh, Morse codes, yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay, good, great. Next, Michelle, would you like to talk about this?
Okay. So for this week, the individual task of students was to review the water cycle on their own. And then during the live meeting, we focused on how we can teach English language learners this topic. And here we have a picture of the science teachers in our affiliate elementary school, wherein we conducted a workshop on water cycle. So they basically put the parts of the water cycle or the different elements. For instance, this is the sun, and so on and so forth. And then we built on some simple sentences to describe the water cycle. And this week, the other homework for the student or the participants is to review the theory of the rock cycle so that we were able to, during the live meeting, we were able to focus on strategies for teaching this to elementary school students. And in this video, we have the story, we made a story about the rock cycle. And here is the principal of the elementary school starting out the story, and then the other teachers contributing a part of the story. And that
Hey.
brings us to week 5. Oh, sorry, week 4.
For week 4, it's analysis of language in the science classroom. Um, we're we've gone over how to use complete Lex Tutor and also the Lexal uh, tools to analyze the science text and also the science classroom language. Once you've uploaded your science lesson or science class onto YouTube, you're able to get a subtitle, copy and paste it, and you can put it into Complete Lex Tutor and analyze the vocabulary that you used and make sure to inform yourself how, like, if you're talking, if you've used simple enough vocabulary for kids to understand. What's difficult in teaching English language learners science is that you really need to use very simple language to explain a more difficult concept. And so we're having that training of using simple language with visuals so that kids understand the science concepts. And this live meeting, okay, I forgot to say how many views. Okay. There's, okay, week 5, science lessons for English language learners. We've invited 2 local science teachers, 1 science teachers and 1 English teacher. Lulu is a science teacher, but she's learning to use, she's never taught science in English, and um, this semester, it's her first time trying to teach science in English, which she done a very good job. And so that's why I asked her to come and share her experience. Also, we had Yan Fu Chen from Taipei Municipal Minzu Elementary School. He is an English teacher, but his school, the principal would like him to teach science, and he has a passion for science, and so he's developed science lessons and taught them, wonderfully. So for this live meeting, we generated 352 views on our Facebook streaming and 48 views on YouTube channel. Okay, this is a lesson plan that one of our participants has created. Her name is Michelle.
Lucia.
Lucia. Michelle, would you like to go over this part?
Okay, this lesson plan was made by Lucia, Antonella, and Herman from Argentina. And this lesson is divided into several parts. In the first part, the teacher would introduce this book entitled Green Energy and ask students some questions, for instance, without reading the book yet. So they would ask the students, what can you see? Who is that person? What is she thinking? And then after that, students read the book. Within the book, the different types of greenhouse gases was discussed. And then it also talks about how people increase the amount of greenhouse gases being released to the atmosphere. Then the story continues with how people can help by using green energy and other ways to help the planet. After reading the book, students are encouraged to conduct a survey with their classmates using these three questions. Do you walk? Do you turn off the lights? Do you recycle? And then based on the results, they are supposed to color this pie chart. Next would be part 2 of the lesson, wherein students conduct a rolling experiment. So they tried a coffee cup with different diameters for the bottom and the top part, and this resembled the wheel. So in this experiment, students are supposed to generate the idea of having the cup roll down a ramp and see the direction where the ramp would go. The cup would go. So before doing the experiment, they would predict where the cup would go, and then after testing it, then they would write their actual results. And by carrying out the experiment in several ways, then students would be able to come up with a summary. The cup goes to the either left or right when the wheel is on the left or right. Okay. After exploring this, teacher asks the students, how can we make the cup go straight down? And then students would be encouraged to answer if they have the same wheel size, which brings us to part 3 of the lesson, which is creating a wind-powered car. So we see the wheels here are of the same diameter. So we anticipate that this car would move in the straight direction. Another point of emphasis here would be that this car is not powered by electricity, which would promote more greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, but rather it is wind powered, with wind being one of the green energies. And here we see that by allowing wind to pass through the sail, then the car will be able to move on it. Then the final part of this lesson is an assessment. So the students would carry out a wind-powered car race and then assess their performance in terms of whether they can identify the elements of a book, if they can work in groups, make predictions, ask and answer questions, create a pie chart, conduct an experiment, create a wind-powered car, and participate in a wind-powered car race. So that is the 4 parts of the lesson. And we have uploaded this live meeting or live interview with the authors of this lesson plan. We have uploaded this in YouTube and we generated 74 views. This one. Oh, would you like me to discuss this
Yes.
part?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after all those weeks of hard work and experience, here are some of the lessons that we have learned. First, it feels rewarding to interact with participants who are eager to learn. For instance, in this picture, we see some in-service teachers in Taiwan. They spent the entire Saturday morning with us to attend the workshop on STEM curriculum. In our Zoom live meetings, we also have some participants who joined even if the time is not convenient for them. For instance, we have one from Argentina joining us at 10 p.m. and another from Serbia joining us at 2 a.m. So that is how dedicated they are to this undertaking, even if there's no great counterpart to it. The other lesson that we have learned is that CLIL teaching strategies differ across nations, and this is related to the students' exposure to the English language. For instance, we remember that one of our participants from Serbia told us that in Serbia, students are exposed to the English language at an early age because many of their multimedia, for instance, the television shows that kids watch are in English. So even before they start schooling, then they already have a good grasp of the English language. And this enables them to learn content in English. Finally, we've learned that there should be a balance between science learning and language learning. And there was a question that were repeated several times. How do we strike a balance between science and English learning? The answer is not straightforward, and we can't say that we have a concrete answer for this, but this is one of the considerations when you want to teach students science through a foreign language, in this case English. Finally, we are considering, should we say that we're considering doing another round next year? Would you like us to say that or no?
Would you like to do a second round next year?
Up to you. If you want, I'll support you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Or we can just say for as part of our future endeavors,
Yes, as part of our future
okay,
endeavors.
we would like to develop a strong curriculum to make sure that the the science, literacy, and CLIL lessons are intact and well related to each other. The other thing is that in our previous session, we had to rely on many existing resources. So one of our plans would be to create original learning materials for the participants. Finally, we would like to encourage more participants to join, not only the in-service teachers from Taiwan, but worldwide. And these are our references, and thank you for your attendance.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Bravo.
Yay!
Yay. All right. Thank you. And I am going to stop our live streaming.
And stop sharing.